It's the Saylor family, and we got Paul on the horn. He's going to tell us about his son, Jeffrey.
He's actually a triplet. There's three of them, and their birthday's July 2nd, so we just got done celebrating their 16th birthday. And, 3.5 weeks later, I'm sitting at Riley, or actually outside in the parking lot due to all the COVID issues and what's going on, and he's receiving chemo treatment. He's got classic Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it's been around a long time, so there's, a really high percentage rate for him to beat this in his age and all of that, but it's just a really scary time, man. I've never, I thought my biggest fears was going to be walking my daughter down the aisle, or, what kind of females my sons are going to bring home, and now I'm staring down some big scary stuff, You
got the triplets, but only one of them with that. Does it run in the family? Is there anything like that?
It is a gene, but not hereditary. They don't know what causes it. Of course, as a parent, I beat myself up on stuff I could have done better and what I might have done to expose them to, but it's really not. Nobody knows why or who, that causes this.
How is Jeffrey handling the treatment? How's it coming about?
So far, it's been really good. He's just received the first of 5 chemo treatments that he has to have, and no real sickness yet. He's been doing really well, but it's still new. We know we've got an uphill battle. Those guys at Riley's have been super great, informative. It's just tough, and we know we've got a lot of struggles left, but as of right now, he's still strong. He knows he's got to fight, but he's ready to fight, and we've got his back 100%.
What do you know? How long will the treatment take? They give you any idea? What's the prognosis? I mean, what are his chances?
90% of being totally recovered.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
It's really good news, and like I said, with this being really fresh and them calling and the diagnosis, and then they also said it was stage 4, and I've had experience with other people, friends that have had cancer, and you hear stage 4, and it's just it's a hard pill to swallow. But yeah, the guys at Riley have assured me that it's going to go really well, and they've had a lot of experience with Hodgkin's, and they're really good at what they do. And he's got the treatments are in 21-day cycles, so he's got to go back to Riley's every 21 days, admitted into the hospital for a 3-day stint each time, and then get administered the chemo, and then, of course, the scans and everything else that come in between.
All right, now, with the COVID-19 at Riley Hospital,
yeah.
Can you see Jeffrey when he's being treated, or?
His mother has been up in the room with him, and I have elected at this point to just be as close as I possibly can. A lot of waving through windows, FaceTimes, phone calls. I'm not going to be far from him, and if anything happens, I know I can get in. But those guys have got a lot to deal with, and I just want them to keep their attention on my son and not have to worry about people coming in and out. So it's definitely a challenging time. I mean, our world is definitely changing. It's been crazy. It's been a whirlwind,
now,
to say the least.
Here you are, your family, your life's turned upside down. How's Riley Hospital been?
They have been amazing as far as communication and calling me and letting me know what's going on with him and treatment options. And it's been really good to hear from him. I know he's in good hands. I feel very comfortable. They're great people. Like I said, it's so fresh and so new. I can't stress enough to anybody listening to this to, my situation with triplets, a lot of stuff goes unseen, and it probably could have been caught sooner, but we chalked a lot of the signs up to just puberty and growing older and growing up, and really watch and pay attention because it can sneak up on you fast with no idea that it's coming.
Paul Saylor, where do you guys live?
In Chandler.
Jeffrey's got to be treated at the hospital at this point.
That is correct.
So that kind of makes it tough for you going back and forth, right?
Well, it does, but honestly, I-69 is a nice road, and it's a straight shot. It's not bad considering, the outcome and what we're trying to do. I'm not really worried about transferring back and forth as much as I am just getting better.
Excellent.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to let us know about your son, Jeffrey, and his classic Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I appreciate the guys at Riley, and and anybody that can help them, you're supporting an awesome cause, and they're great people out there.
Well, Paul, I know that this just is so fresh for with you and your family. I mean, Jeffrey just diagnosed in July. Keep us posted. Let us know how things are going. Okay.
I will, and thank you guys for taking time to talk to me.
There you go, Paul Saylor from Chandler. His son Jeffrey, one of triplets, 16 years old, and boom, perfectly healthy. Yep. Boom.
And then gets Hodgkin's lymphoma.
888-499-KIDS.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello and welcome once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, great racing action on tap for you. Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer here at the famous Paperclip Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. You heard there in the opening intro the interviews with Jeffrey's dad. Great race here to raise some awareness for a great cause. You can check on in the description down there below with a link to the Facebook page to find out all the informations and in ways that you may be able to help donate, things of that nature. So great calls out here that these drivers are racing for here tonight in the Jeffrey Strong 250 here from Martinsville Speedway. There you see high above the track right now in our Turn 3 blimp cam. And we have got a lot of drivers out there on track right now, shaking down the cars, getting ready to go qualifying here in less than about 2 minutes. So we'll take a brief little look at how the racetrack and the air temperature and everything of that nature sits here today at Martinsville Speedway. There you see 72 degrees out here today in Virginia. And the track temperature a bit hot, 102 degrees down there on that concrete. So very high track temperature here for these drivers. With such a relatively low air temperature, interesting to see that there's that much heat built up in the track already here in happy hour. Championship standings coming in to tonight, round 13 here in season number 2 for the Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. Case and Plot continues to lead the championship standings, 404 points, just ahead of the 80 of Brian Littleton. David Bradford right there in his 46 machine in third. Colt Ansley in fourth. Mark Truxell in fifth. Jeff Napier, Bobby Hamilton, Junior Hayes Booth, Chris Matheson, Alan Dufries will round out your top 10. And you can just look there on the right-hand side and see how close it is coming down to these final 2 races here tonight at Martinsville Speedway. Then we head to California before we will find out who our final 4 will be vying for a championship at Phoenix. So a very close, tight battle there at the front of the field. Less than 30 points separates first through 5th. So 1 or 2 bad races, and that could be all she wrote for quite a few drivers out there. That sounds like all the cars going to pit road a little bit sketchy, I might say. Or maybe you'd say. Not really sure who would say, but the tires screeching as they pull to pit road as things have switched over. Qualifying has begun here at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. Jeff Napier out there on track. We'll take a look at Napier as he makes his way around the track in his red dot storage Toyota Camry. Going to be very fast times here, very quick qualifying. Only 5 minutes here in qualifying for Superior Class Auto Racing. Chris Mathis, Thomas McMullen, Will Hewitt, Joshua Baker, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Alan Dufries, Jeff Napier, Colt Ansley, Scott Warren, all out on track on their qualifying laps right now. Looks like J.D. Baker going to go to the top of the board now. Chris Mathis going to take that spot away. We'll take a look back now at this 25 machine of Bobby Hamilton Jr. as he works his way off of, turn 4, coming across the stripe that time. See where he slots in, goes to 4th on the board. Looks like he's going to bring it to a stop, so we'll check on that 56 of Will Jones. Now his 7-up Ford Mustang looking pretty sweet out there. Right now, 8 drivers on the qualifying speed charts. Chris Mathis sits at the top with a quick time of a 19:59. Will Hewitt going to go 5th, and 6th will be Thomas McMullen. Bradley Allison beginning his time lapse. Will Jones going to cross the line 2nd. Not good enough to take that top spot away, and it looks like Bradley Allison only good enough for 7th. So Allison going to bring his car to a slow as well. Now, looks like that's all we've got right now for qualifying. A little less than halfway through the qualifying session. 10 drivers on the speed charts. Still to go out for their qualifying lap. Kaysen Plott, David Bradford, Colt Ansley, Brian Littleton, Mark Truxell, Hayes Booth, and Mikey Yellow Jr. all yet to make their qualifying laps. It looks like we've got those 10 drivers there. You see them top left of your screen with their qualifying times in, and we were gonna attempt to see if we could get a few words with last week's race winner, but unfortunately still no radio comms there for Kaysen Plott as Hayes Booth goes out on track. So we'll take a look here at Hayes as he tries to go up there and knock Chris Mathis off the top of the speed charts. Hayes Booth only good enough for the 8th position as Kaysen Plott, your points leader out there in the 19 machine. He takes to the track. Gonna see if he can't put himself on top of the speed chart, see what he's got for that very fast 18 machine of Chris Mathis. Plott seems to be able to roll that center very well right there on that curb and never touching it, but right there into the top of the board. Kaysen Plott, look at that, less than a minute gonna be remaining here in qualifying. Don't think anybody's gonna go out for another attempt at that. So there you see it, there you have it on screen. Your pole sitter here today for the Jeffrey Strong 250 here from Martinsville Speedway. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Then we will head down trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Drivers already in the cars, already rolling off the grid. This time by gonna get this show on the road. So your starting lineup looks a little something like this. There you have it, case and plot. Your pole sitter lines up inside row number 1, Bobby Hamilton Jr. There you see him outside row 3rd car, lining up in 6th. Gonna run through the rest of your qualifying order here tonight for the Jeffrey Strong 250. There you have all 17 drivers slotted in, ready to go. We're gonna get this thing kicked off this time by green flag flies here at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. We're gonna say it all often and all night long. You can find some information to help the cause out here. Down in the description, you'll find the link for the Facebook page. Find out all the information you need about the Jeffrey Strong movement and all the great things that this league is trying to do to help a great young man and help a great cause out. And with all that being said, great racing action on track. And oh, caution comes out. Looks like we've got a few drivers around. Jeff Napier may have been involved in this one. There you see him very slow, so we'll take a look back, see what happened here. And there you see the 40 on the brakes and then up the track. And and Brian Littleton into the back of him. Just an accordion effect, nowhere to go. And it looks like Brian Littleton had some contact with him, and around Napier went. We'll see if we can get another look at this one from a different angle. There you see it. There you see the contact. Mark Truxell with some contact into the rear of that 46 of David Bradford. So a few drivers caught up in a bit of a mess very early here at Martinsville Speedway. Lap number 4 out of the 250 scheduled in the official race distance here tonight for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. Gonna join your race leader back live at the front of the field. The Ford Mustang pace car lights are on for the first time here tonight. The 19 of Kason Plott still leads the field. The 18 of Chris Mathis and his number 18 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry looking strong there in second. Then it's another 4 Fords behind him. Will Jones, Scott Warren, J.D. Baker, and Bobby Hamilton round out your top 6. Then it's a slew of Chevys back there, 7th, 8th, 9th, all the way to 11th. Our Chevys all grouped up with each other. So right now it looks like the dominant manufacturer. I know it's very, very early. A long way to go for a lot of these drivers, or all these well, maybe just some of them. Some may not quite make it to the end. Either way, though, long night ahead of a lot of these drivers out here. So we'll see if this Ford dominance continues throughout the race. 2 stages here tonight. Stage number 1 coming to an end at lap number 80. Stage number 2 at 160. So these drivers going to have a chance to reset a few times throughout the night. Fuel shouldn't be an issue on these during these stages. Fuel seems to be right around the 100 to 130, somewhere in there, depending on how you play with the throttle and how well you save fuel. And we're not going to save any fuel as the pace car has ducked off. We'll get set to go. Green flag racing once again. Race leader Plott brings the field to the restart box on the gas, and away he goes. Kason Plott with a great jump over Chris Mathis heading into turn 1. Everything looks clean going through the corner. Away we go. Green flag racing here at Martinsville Speedway. Great a restart here for a lot of drivers, and we've got a lot of drivers mixing it up here. Oh, the 77 goes way up the track. Caution flies once again. Looks like Will Hewitt involved in this latest one. The 7 machine, Mark Truxell, also involved, and oh no, Jeff Napier involved as well. Here we see the 7 right there. Looks like everything's okay right now from that vantage point. You know, maybe locked him up trying to stay off the 77 maybe. We'll pack it up, try to take another look here. See what we can't see from our drone cam. Oh, and there you see it. Yeah, locked it up, had a little bit of contact with the 77. That's what sent him all the way up the track. And then when he got on the brakes and binded it up, nowhere to go for Mark Truxell or Jeff Napier. A few of the other drivers also making their way through the wreck. So we will rejoin the field live back up at the front. Do appreciate all the camera work by the guys out here in the Turn 3 Racing Network. Great job up there with the drone cam. And if you're interested in any of the camera work, camera packs you like and see here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, well, head on down in the description as well. Hit Esteban up for all your track cameras, whether you need them for just your tracks or just your cars. He's got it all. Check him out. Does some fantastic work here for us on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So go down there in the description and check out Esteban. Also, on your way down through that description, check out that link to the Jeffrey Strong Facebook page. Find out all the information you need to help a great cause. A great young man dealing with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Excuse me. Maybe I can say it right this time. Hodgkin's lymphoma. There you go. Do apologize about that. Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. So very rough on not just him, but also rough on the family. And anything you could do to learn, find out, help out goes a very long way. So we do appreciate you doing that for us as well. While you're at it, go ahead and throw these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the cave here in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth, or anybody else back at the headquarters We do appreciate each and every one of you that come out and join us each and every time. Pace car, down and away. Field, coming through 3 and 4, set to roll to the restart box. Case and Plot will get the field started. Once again, green flag flies here in the Jeffrey Strong 250 from Martinsville Speedway for the Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. 2, 3 wide, coming off of turn number 2. Oh my goodness, that could have ended bad for a lot of the drivers, and it looks like we've got a scrum back here. Will Jones, Chris Mathis, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Scott Warren, all right there. There you see that 76 machine digging on the outside of the 77 of J.D. Baker. He's going to take that spot away. Now set his sights in on Bobby Hamilton Jr. running in the 4th spot. That 76 of Warren has looked fast all through happy hour and has translated that over to the race mode right now. There you see pass on the inside, back in the background. Mark Truxell making a pass now on the 7 of Will Hewitt. He's just behind Hayes Booth. They're trying to run down Colt Ansley and Brian Littleton. Oh, and way up the track goes the 7 of Will Hewitt. Once again, big time trouble. He's going to lose a spot to the 03 as well. To the 46 of David Bradford. Jeff Napier going to be knocking on his door here in just a very brief second. And your race leader going to be knocking on the door of some of these drivers towards the tail end of the field pretty soon as Case and Plot continues to lead Will Jones by about 2 to 3 car lengths each time they get down the front or the back stretch going into the corner. That gap shortens just a little bit through the center, but the real battle on track right now is the battle for second as the 18 of Jones dives to the bottom. Jones diving to the bottom, not able to make the pass. Chris Mathis going to keep that top side working, keep that 7-up machine behind him just a little bit longer. Not going to let the Fords lock out the top 3 positions just yet, as Mathis, the sole driver up there that's not a Ford. And looks like caution flag flies once again here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. Looks like Bradley Allison may have been involved in this latest one. He's rolling, but let's see what happened here. And just not able to whoa up in time. And tough break. I believe that's Hayes Booth just in front of him, who he made that contact with on the binders hard, but not able to slow it down. As it looks like most of the field going to be on pit road this time by. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, step away, pay some bills. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Johnny with Little Tate's Cupcakes. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's race on the Turn 3 Network. Little Tate's Cupcakes is a bakery based out of Owensboro, Kentucky. We specialize in cookies, cakesicles, cakes, and cupcakes for every occasion. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for more of our work and for daily specials. Go number 5.
And welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer here tonight at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. Our top 5 stayed out under our latest caution. Bobby Hamilton Jr. has chosen the inside line. That's going to put Scott Warren just to his outside. Alan Dufries lines up just behind Hamilton, and he takes off like a rocket. Man, he got out well ahead of the field. Caught them all sleeping at 3 wide off of turn 2. Oh, my goodness, that was close there for a moment for Brian Littleton. 3 wide again. Oh, my. A lot of heavy racing action early. Still double file here. The 86 of Colt Ansley just to the inside of Alan Dufries, Will Jones, and Brian Littleton battling it out as well. Here comes the 77 up through the field. J.D. Baker making a move now. Brian Littleton looking to go to the middle. 3 wide. The 71 way up the track. Alan Dufries had to get way out of the gas. He's going to lose a ton of time as almost the entire field gets by. And my goodness, Brian Littleton falling through the field right now. He's gotten stuck on that outside lane, and there you see him not able to make up any more ground. Loses another position. That's going to put David Bradford into that 9th spot. And now Jeff Napier, Mark Truxell right behind Littleton. So Littleton has got to get this thing salvaged very quick. Meanwhile, back up at the front, your race leader, Bobby Hamilton Jr., he's not been able to break away from Chris Mathis just yet. That 18 still vying for the lead, and here it goes. Pass down the back stretch into turn number 3. New leader, 18 of Chris Mathis. He's got that Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry looking sweet. Heading to the front of the field. Bobby Hamilton Jr. drops the second. Case and Plot right there still running in third. Will Jones about a half a second off of your race leader. Then Scott Warren rounds out your top 5 in that 76 machine. Your top 5 all within about a second of each other as Bobby Hamilton Jr. has a moment. And caution comes out on the track once again. Looks like Will Hewitt in the 7 involved. No, Jeff Napier. Alan Dufries also may have got a piece of this one. Going, looks like maybe just on the brakes and losing it into the corner. And David Bradford smashes the front end of his machine right into him. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, that is a tough hit there for Bradford. Bradford more than likely going to have to use a fast repair on that. We'll see if we can't get an onboard here with Bradford. And, there you see it. Just nowhere to go for Bradford. Tough break for him. We'll rejoin your race leader behind the Ford Mustang Pace car. Looks like Chris Mathis, Case and Plot, as well as Mikey Yellow Jr. Now Jr. heads down to pit road. So only 2 cars staying out on track this time. That's going to shake things up. As far as the fuel strategy, well, there really is no fuel strategy here. Going to be able to make it all the way to the end of stage number 1 without a shadow of a doubt. That coming at the completion of lap number 80. So the tires are definitely going to be a bigger factor. Not quite sure 10 laps is going to be enough of a difference, but when you start getting in the range of the 15, 20 laps on these tires, that's when the difference is going to start showing up. So Mathis and Plot, they're going to have to get off to a very good restart here to try to keep themselves at the front of the field here today in the Jeffrey Strong 250 live from Martinsville Speedway here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And it looks like the field getting the 1 to go, so you know what that means. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing, Ford Mustang pace car lights are off. It's going to make the left-hand turn onto pit road. Chris Mathis going to bring the field back to the restart box. When will he go in the box now? And waiting on the gas. Green flag flies here at Martinsville Speedway. Mathis with a great start. Case and Plot with a great start on the outside. Bobby Hamilton Jr., Will Jones side by side. Here comes Scott Warren, J.D. Baker right there side by side as well. Mark Truxell looking to the inside now of the 80 of Brian Littleton. Can Truxell make that pass? Still side by side coming out of turn number 4 as Chris Mathis has took off to about a 5-car race lead. Battle is for second between Bobby Hamilton Jr., Case and Plot right there still. Will Jones, Scott Warren, J.D. Baker. These drivers not sorted out this top 5 just yet, as now Plot looks to try to keep the spot, but not going to be able to keep Warren behind him. Will Jones now filling that hole to the inside. And the 77 getting turned. Oh my goodness, they straightened it out and kept going. I don't know how they didn't crash, but it looks like some more drivers behind them not able to check up on that one. So we'll take a look back here, see what happened. And not really being able to see who was involved with that one. And oh my goodness, tell me it's not so. And I believe, yes, Jeff Napier involved yet again, the 7 involved as well. And that's just nowhere to go. It's nobody's fault right there. Just nowhere to go. Drivers at the front making contact sideways on the track, trying to save it. And there you see the damage on the front end of that 40 as he brings his damaged red dot storage machine to the pit box. Gonna let his crew work on it. So we'll rejoin the front of the field with your race leader, the 18 of Chris Mathis. But my goodness, that was a big-time moment there for Will Jones. He was sideways in front of basically the entire field, and somehow those drivers straightened it out, kept it going. But unfortunately for a few of the other drivers a little further back, not able to get the car woed down in time, and a little bit of damage ensued with that one. Nonetheless, we will work our way around the track. Pace car light should go off this time, giving us the 1 to go. Working lap 38 out of 250 scheduled here tonight in the official race distance. Stage number 1 going to come to an end at lap number 80. Stage number 2 ending at lap 160. Then we'll have just a little under 100 laps, right at the 90 laps to the end of the race. So a little bit longer of a stint in that final stage. 10 more laps than what these drivers are going to be running in the first 2 stages. So we'll have to wait and see how the tire management and tire conservation goes for these drivers. Looks like a few of them have been down pit road multiple times. Hayes Booth on pit road 3 times. Thomas McMullen on pit road 6 times already here tonight. Every opportunity. Oh my goodness, Bobby Hamilton Jr. with a moment. His car turned sideways. Oh my goodness. 25 having some mechanical issues there for a moment. Turned the car sideways. That's going to get the field kind of jumbled up for a moment. He's going to have to make his way back up through the field and take his spot back before we go back green flag racing. There you see him getting back up behind all these drivers. Pace car gonna duck off this time by, so they're going to have to get in line very quick. 18 of Mathis coming to the restart box. He's already got a little bit of a lead, waiting to hit the line. At the line in his hands now, and caution gonna go back out on the track. We're gonna delay this start, go one more time around track officials making sure the starting lineup is correct for the restart. So we should make sure everybody's in their slot. It looks like everybody's in their correct starting position. So we'll reload and reset, retry this restart here, this time by Aiton Mathis still on that inside lane. And there you see Bobby Hamilton Jr. laying back just a little bit now at the door. And Mathis on the gas. Man, he catches the field each time he does that. There you see Mark Truxell trying to take the third spot away from Scott Warren. That's the battle on track right now. Bobby Hamilton Jr. about a car length off of that rear bumper of Chris Mathis, but side-by-side racing action. That's for the third position. Truxell on the inside, taking that spot away. Truxell moves himself into the top three. Real quick house cleaning here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. 17 drivers took to tonight's starting grid for the Jeffrey Strong 250 here at Martinsville Speedway. We've still got 17 drivers on track. All 17 drivers still on the lead lap. Your top six all within a half a second of each other. Will Jones, after turning sideways a handful of laps ago, he's got his 56 machine headed back in the right direction, running in the 7th spot. There you see him in his 7-Up Ford Mustang machine, pointed in the right direction, headed the right way. And I tell you what, while we've got a chance, while we've got an opportunity, why don't we go down trackside? Do you love it? I love it. Let's throw it down trackside for some sights and sounds. A little bit of turn it up. And caution comes out on the racetrack. Let's see who may have been involved in this latest incident here. Looks like, maybe the 80 of Brian Littleton, the 56 of Will Jones may be involved here. See what's happening, not seeing what's going on here. Very, very interesting. Not seeing any anything there. Let's take another look here. Maybe we'll find it this time. Looks like getting a thumbs up on this one. So having word that Hayes Booth had a little bit of an incident. And there you see it right there. That two just kind of turns around a little bit. Caution flag flies. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was your caution flag. Looks like most of the field going to come down pit road. Only two drivers going to stay out on track. And that is Chris Mathis and Bradley Allison. And it looks like Mikey Yellow Jr. also going to stay out on track. We seen Mike stay out on track last time and then come down pit road with the last opportunity. We'll have to wait and see if that's what he does this time by. And it looks like Allison as well as Yellow Jr. both going to come down pit road. So that's going to leave Chris Mathis out on track as the only driver to not hit pit road. Bobby Hamilton Jr. winning the race off of pit road. He gets his 25 machine back out there. He will have the chance to get a reset on the restart. He's going to start just to the outside of that 18 of Chris Mathis once again here for the restart, but he's going to have much fresher tires after the initial start and that initial jump that 18 is going to be able to get. I'm curious to see how the fresh tires are going to pay off here for Bobby Hamilton Jr., Kason Plott, Mark Truxell, Will Jones, J.D. Baker, Brian Littleton, Thomas McMullen, Hayes Booth, and Will Hewitt. Hewitt has found some trouble numerous times here tonight, but somehow, some way, he has fought his way back up and finds himself in that final top 10 position right now. Well, pace car back onto pit road. Chris Mathis bringing the field by. Field to crawl to the restart box, and on the gas, the 18 fires away the 19 of Kason Plott. He gets a good jump. Bobby Hamilton Jr. going to jump down to the bottom just as quick as he can. He's going to guard that position, and now the battle is for the fourth spot. Will Jones, Mark Truxell, they're going to battle it out now. Oh, contact between Bobby Hamilton Jr. and the 18 of Mathis. Mathis had missed the corner entry, and that's going to allow Kason Plott to come up and take the race lead. Now Will Jones looks to take the spot away from Bobby Hamilton Jr. Now sliding back through the field, and no caution out on the track. Once again, the 76 of Scott Warren involved in this latest one. So we'll take a look at this one, see what happened here. Oh, and Jeff Napier involved actually in front of him. The red dot storage machine goes around that Toyota Camry. Has seen some better days. Martinsville not playing very nice here today in the Jeffrey Strong 250 here for Napier. And a few of the other drivers out there also finding a little bit of trouble this time by Kason Plott. Gonna take the control of the race. I don't want to say for good, but now no Battle West Chris Mathis going to go to pit road, get his fresh tires. Bobby Hamilton Jr. with the fresh tires, but we seen just moments ago, Mathis kind of blew the corner entry there on those older tires, and Plott and Bobby Hamilton Jr. are right there, pounced on him, a little bit of contact, a little bit of a bump there from Bobby Hamilton Jr. to the back end of Mathis, but Mathis just kind of goes up the track a little bit, but lost some time. Bobby Hamilton Jr. not worried about the contact just yet here. Martinsville, you can kind of get away with some of the short track Saturday night beating and banging action, some door rubbing, some fender banging. You can kind of do that at Martinsville. It's not going to hurt you too bad. Not a very aero dependent. It's more of a mechanical grip track. So as long as you got the grip still in the car, as long as everything's straight, your steering columns, your tie rods, your toe, and all that, as long as the camber's not knocked out of it, things of that nature, you should be able to still drive the car to a pretty decent finish. So I don't know. We'll have to see what this 25 Whoppers Ford Mustang has got for that very fast Ford Mustang lining up just to his inside, that 19 of Kason Plott. See what he can do with the race lead as Will Jones going to line up in the third position. Second car, second row back. Mark Truxell will be second car outside lane, second row. Here comes Brian Littleton knocking on the top five. Right there, third car inside lane. Pace car going to go off this time. So we will get set to go back green flag racing once again here at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. Leaders in the restart box. Green flag as Kason Plott hits the loud pedal. It's drag race into turn one. Your race leaders side by side. Plott and Hamilton Jr. still side by side, working their way back down into turn number three. Will Jones right there knocking on the door. Still has about a car length and a half to make up as your top two still drag racing. Kason Plott half a car advantage at the line that time by, and caution flies once again here at Martinsville Speedway. And it looks like with no front clip on the 40, that red dot storage machine not handling well. Caution coming out after the 40 of Jeff Napier loops the car around. So we will rejoin the field back at the front with your race leader, Case and Plot, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Valiant effort, but not able to take that spot away. And I tell you what, let's see if we can't dial them up here for just a brief moment. See if we can't catch a word or two with let's see if we can't dial up your race leader, the driver sitting right there in first in the 19 machine, Case and Plot. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing well, my man. You're looking good out there right now, leading this field under the caution. Great restart there, side-by-side racing action with Bobby Hamilton Jr. Do you think you got what it takes to win here, stage number 1 here? About 20 laps left to go, though.
We'll find out shortly. Car's real good. Just kind of trying to buy my time, saving tires, and letting other people burn theirs up. So we'll see how it goes once we get some laps on the tires, if we can ever do that.
Well, man, congratulations are in order as well. Last week not being able to catch up with your post-race, but do want to make sure that we acknowledge your race win last week, or last time we hit the track. So anybody you want to thank for that race win, and how did that feel that night?
Oh, it felt great. Being able to win 5 races is tough enough, but trying to stay the class of the field. So I gotta try to do my best and not make mistakes, which I've already made one today by getting some damage and accidentally taking my fast repair. So biggest thing for now is just trying to keep the nose clean and be able to keep the car in one piece so I can be in contention at the end.
All right, man. Well, pace car lights are out, so good luck. Elbows up.
Thank you.
There you have it, some words from your race leader, the 19 of Case and Plot. He's going to have the field in tow. Green flag flies. Plot gets a little loose. Tire spin there on this restart. Bobby Hamilton Jr. right there beside him. Battle, three-way battle here for that top spot. Bobby Hamilton Jr. now has to deal with Will Jones to his inside. Oh, big moment there. And Hamilton Jr. goes up the track now. Mark Truxell in the 5 machine looking to take that spot away. Here comes Brian Littleton as well as the 77 of J.D. Baker. Baker right there to the outside of Brian Littleton. Case and Plot walking away from the field just a little bit right here on this latest restart. I tell you what, let's go down a little bit closer, get you a little bit closer to the racing action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network here from Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. This is one of your closest battles on track right now. Brian Littleton, J.D. Baker, both of these drivers been battling the past 2 to 3 laps now. That battle going to go away as Brian Littleton made the pass finally work on the inside. Here comes the 71 of Alan Dufries. He's going to try to take that spot away from Baker and then try to go knock Brian Littleton out of his way as well and make his way inside the top 5. Case and Plot still leading the race. And oh, Bobby Hamilton Jr., big time moment off of turn 2 that last time by. He gave up a ton of ground, and Mark Truxell now battling with him just to his outside. Brian Littleton has made up some time as well, and here comes That 77 of Baker and the 71 of Alan Dufries. Case and Plot out to a great race lead right now. Your race leader not even in sight. Has about a 1.5 second race lead over the second place runner Will Jones. That 56 7-Up machine, after going sideways earlier in the race, has found a way back up to the front of the field. Now running in the second spot, Bobby Hamilton Jr. after a big time moment a few laps ago. He's found his way back to the front, running in the third spot now, but the man on the move, and unfortunately that move is backwards right now. The 5 of Mark Truxell falling through the field a little bit right now here through the middle of this green flag run. Truxell losing the spot to Brian Littleton as well as JD Baker now, and he's going to have to be careful because that 71 of Dufries is right there knocking on the door as well. Battle just behind this one here. You see Scott Warren and Chris Mathis. Mathis trying to get back up to the front of the field, trying to see if he can't get back up there and lead a few more laps. But we have only got a handful of laps left here in stage number 1. That stage number 1 going to come to an end here at lap number 80. Then we will reset. The drivers will get a little drink of water and we'll go after it until lap 160. That's when stage number 2 is going to end here today in the Jeffrey Strong 250 from Martinsville Speedway here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. There you see the lead that Case and Plot has. Almost nobody on screen with him, so he enjoys right at a 2-second race lead now. Back to that 56 of Will Jones. Bobby Hamilton Jr. Just a little bit off of him, about 0.8 of a second. Then another 0.8 of a second off of Hamilton Jr. You can find that 80 of Brian Littleton, and Case and Plot looks like he's going to continue his winning ways. Walking away with the race win last time we were on track, and now going to walk away with the stage win here, stage number 1 at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. Do want to take a brief moment to thank all of you for joining us here today, whether you're a fan, friend, family out there stopping by on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We do appreciate each and every one of you, and each and every time you stop by, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the cave here in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth, or anybody else back at the headquarters here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We surely do appreciate it. And I tell you what, I'd appreciate it a little bit more if you look down through the description, click on that Facebook link right there, take you over to the Jeffrey Strong Facebook page. You can find out a ton of information, different ways you can help out, donate to help a great young man, great cause. Jeffrey being diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. So uphill battle on his hands. Good diagnosis from the doctors, but still this thing nothing to joke with, nothing to play with. So if you want to have any information about how you can help out about that, just look down through the description. You'll see it right there at the top. It's the first link you can click on. It'll take you right over to that Facebook page. So go on over there and check that out. Jeffrey Strong. And it looks like the entire field going to come down pit road this time by at the end of stage number 1. Case and Plot will get that stage win. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, pay a few bills. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Hi, I'm Johnny with Little Tate's Cupcakes. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's race on the Turn 3 Network. Little Tate's Cupcakes is a bakery based out of Owensboro, Kentucky. We specialize in cookies, cakesicles, cakes, and cupcakes for every occasion. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for more of our work and for daily specials. Go number 5.
We rejoin your race coverage live already. Only missed about a half a lap there. Case and Plot off to a good start, and caution flag flies once again. Looks like Colt Ansley may have been involved in this latest one. So we'll take a look back there. You see Ansley very, very slow. So let's take a look, see what happened with that 86. And it looked like just two drivers going after the same real estate. And it looks like a few other drivers also involved in this. Looks like David Bradford may have caught a piece, as well as Bradley Allison. Jeff Napier also catching a piece of this. There you see the two of Hayes Booth catching some of it. Mathis also catching a little piece. So a good amount of drivers involved in this latest one. Field back behind the pace car once again here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250, round number 13 here in season number 2 for the Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. We've got one more round before our championship race. We will head to California Speedway, good old Auto Club, next Tuesday night. So join us next Tuesday night, and we will see who will set the field and head to Phoenix with a chance at a championship in just 3 weeks from now. We'll crown a champion here in Superior Class Auto Racing. And keep in mind, very close points battle right now for Superior Class Auto Racing. Case and Plot, your points leader, will remind you of your points right there on screen for you. Brian Littleton just behind him. David Bradford, Colt Ansley, Mark Truxell knocking on the door. Jeff Napier not quite mathematically out just yet. He's got an outside shot looking in, but he's going to have two very good races, and some of these drivers at the front of the field are going to have two very bad races. We'll just wait and see how that all shakes out, see how it all shakes down as the Ford Mustang pace car going to hit pit road. We'll get set to go back. Green flag racing this time by Case and Plot. Brings the field back to the restart box. Gets on the gas. Gets a great start. Will Jones gets a good start on the outside as well. He's going to battle for that top spot, but here comes Bobby Hamilton Jr. He's going to take that third spot away from J.D. Baker. Baker now looking to the inside of Scott Warren. Going to wash up the track just a little bit. That's going to push Warren wide. Now Truxell, he's under fire from Alan Dufries. Chris Mathis right there as well. The battle at the front has not went away. Will Jones right there with Case and Plot, but we watch this 3-car battle between Dufries, Truxell, and Mathis. This is the battle for the 6th, 7th, and 8th spot as they run right now on the track. Alan Dufries has that spot, but oh, big time moment there for the 76 of Scott Warren. He gets loose on corner exit coming off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, gets it gathered up right in front of Alan Dufries and Chris Mathis, but that's going to put Mark Truxell behind him. Truxell not faring well here through the middle portion of the race. Brian Littleton a little bit behind the 8 ball as well, now running in the 9th position. You know, it looks like maybe Scott Warren having a little bit of connection issue there for a brief moment. We're going to check back in with this battle at the front because it has not went away at all. Will Jones right there all over the gearbox of that 19 of Case and Plot. And I tell you what, I believe we've got an onboard camera shot with that 56 of Jones. So we're going to head down trackside for a lap or two here with the driver of that 7-Up machine, Will Jones. There you can see Bobby Hamilton Jr. in his 25 Whoppers Ford Mustang right there nipping at the heels of Will Jones. There you see it in the rear view. You'll see there right there in that left-hand mirror, you see how close he gets rolling through the center. So Bobby Hamilton Jr. rolling the center right now very well. Right there all over that rear bumper, man. I tell you what. I'm surprised he hasn't touched him just yet. Another look here with another great onboard camera shot from the 56 of Will Jones running in the 2nd position right now. We're looking back at your 3rd place run of the 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Caution out on the racetrack. We'll take a look, see what happened here under our latest yellow flag here at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. And it looks like Alan Dufries may have been involved in this one. That 71 had a little bit of a moment, so we'll take a look back here, see what happened with Dufries. And it looks like, oh, the car just stepping out, getting a little sideways on him. Hot onto the brakes, and around he goes, and Bradford with a little bit of contact. That's going to crinkle up that right rear bumper area of that 71 of Dufries, probably cranking up that right front area for Bradford. But as I said earlier in the broadcast, a little bit of fender damage and a little bit of wear isn't going to hurt you, as it looks like Hayes Booth and 2 going to keep his Ford Mustang out there on track. So he'll have a lap led here. Gonna take some points away from the day. Only about 25 laps away from the halfway point here today in the Jeffrey Strong 250 for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer here from Martinsville Speedway. Want to give a big shout out to all you friends, fans, and family out there watching on the YouTube side of things. Do appreciate you coming by each and every time you do. Big shout out to all the drivers out there on track. This track is it's a beast, man. It's one that can beat you up. It's one that can chew you up and spit you out. It's one that can have the tempers flaring, and I can guarantee you there's going to be drivers going home tonight with their feelings hurt. There's going to be drivers that are mad, for lack of a better term. And there's going to be drivers that are just full-blown livid. And, yeah, Martinsville's just one of those places. It seems to kind of work the nerves a little bit of the drivers. As Hayes Booth, he's going to stay out under our latest caution, take the track position. He'll restart inside row number 1. Case and Plot going to line up to his outside. Bobby Hamilton Jr. second car in a line on the outside. Will Jones right there inside. second car when will Booth go? Booth on the gas and green flag flies here at Martinsville Speedway. Will Jones with a great start. 4-car battle for the race lead, and Bobby Hamilton Jr. spins. Bobby Hamilton Jr. getting spun around in turn number 1. We'll take a look back, see what happened here on this restart. Everybody getting off to a great start. Side by side for your top 2 spots. A little bit of contact with the 56, a little bit of contact with the 19 in front, and around goes Bobby Hamilton Jr. And there you see it, just that slight contact, and that's all it took. And Bobby Hamilton Jr. goes around right into that outside retaining wall in turns 1 and 2. And that's going to put a little bit of a damper on the day for Bobby Hamilton Jr., but I'm sure he'll get his 25 Whoppers Ford Mustang back up towards the front of the field. With all that being said, we will rejoin your race leader, Kason Plott, as he catches up to Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the pace car. As we do have some takers on pit road. Hayes Booth, Will Jones, Scott Warren, Colt Ansley, David Bradford, Will Hewitt, all to pit road. So very interesting strategy here for these 6 drivers. They're going to put themselves on a little bit different tire strategy. And I tell you what, we'll take a look at the tire strategy and how it breaks down for your top 8 right now. There you see most of these drivers came to pit road all at the same time. McMullen, Allison, and Yellow Jr. have a little bit fresher tires as we stand right now, but not by very much. Only 5-lap difference on those tires. We wouldn't expect to see much of a difference being made by those 5-lap different tires, but it very well could happen. Bobby Hamilton Jr. getting the lucky dog. He's going to get himself back on the lead lap, I do believe, as he finds himself on pit road after that latest spin. And oh no, it looks like, unfortunately for the 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr., looks like he is going to suffer a little bit after that spin and go a lap down. So rubbing a little bit of salt in the wounds right now. As the field getting side by side, Ford Mustang pace car gonna duck off this time by Chris Mathis. Gonna start to the outside of Plott. Plott waiting and getting to the restart box on the gas. That was a little bit quick of a restart there. Rolling a little bit faster than normal as Plott. Oh, and a big time wreck behind Colt Ansley involved. Will Hewitt, Mike Yellow Jr. involved. And drivers everywhere on the track right now. Trying to see if we can't see what happened. And oh my goodness, the 7 just looked like he shot out of a cannon. We'll see if we can't get a better look at this one here. Oh, and contact from the 76 on the bumper of the 7, and that shoots him right in to the 86 of Colt Ansley. So Ansley, a little bit of an innocent bystander, to turn into a big-time victim there going into turn number 1. As we find ourselves under caution once again here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. We're going to take a brief moment, step away from the racetrack for a brief commercial break, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. Back track side here at Martinsville Speedway. Pace car down and away. Case and Plot ready to bring the field back to the green flag action. Cars off a turn 4 on the loud pedal, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here in the Jeffrey Strong 250 for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. Case and Plot has a good jump over Mathis on that latest restart. Mathis battling, though, right there on that rear deck lid, not going away, but the battle right here is very strong between these two drivers. JD Baker, Mark Truxell there mixing it up for the third and fourth position. Here's Brian Littleton as well right in the mix. Thomas McMullen, the 0-2, where did he come from? That Valvoline machine looking nice and clean out there. That Chevy Z01 Camaro trying to make his way into the top 5. He's got Scott Warren, Will Jones, Hayes Booth. Right behind him, David Bradford will round out your top 10. Back at the front of the field, there you see it, just 3 to 4 tenths. And oh, Mathis into the wall off of turn number 4. And that's going to put us under caution. And it looks like maybe Mark Truxell. Ooh, tough break to see Truxell into that inside barrier. We'll take a look, see what happened here on the turn 3 replay. Truxell on the gas, and looks like he just kind of looped it a little bit. No harm, no foul. Doesn't hit anything. Very close to hitting that inside retaining wall, but luckily for him, he didn't. But unfortunately, I believe he's found himself in a very precarious spot with where he was sitting on track. And oh, nope, I am wrong. I thought he may have lost a lap there sitting, trying to wait for the track to clear. But with some of these drivers hitting pit road and Truxell staying out, looks like he will actually have a net gain here after that caution. And I'm not quite sure how it's all happening, but right now iRacing has got Mark Truxell scored as the race leader So I think some things might be a little out of sorts with the timing and scoring right now, but nonetheless, Will Jones is, supposed to be your race leader in that 56 machine. We'll have to wait and see how the league officials and the track admins or the league admins and track officials. There you go. Whew, that was a tough one. Tomorrow I'm going to start on my colors, just to let everybody know. Not quite sure how it happened, but right now the 5 of Mark Truxell, he's not going to argue too much. I think most of the drivers that actually came down pit road that last time were the drivers that were actually in front of him. So somehow Truxell gets involved in a little bit of a race incident. Everybody in front of him pits. He's able to stay out, and he will assume the race lead. You can't write that up to happen like that. Like you can't strategize for something like this. I mean, yeah, you can kind of, maybe we should have pitted at this point, but I mean, there's no way that you can script, I'm going to spin the car, not hit anything. Everybody in front of me is going to come down pit road, and I'm going to take over the race lead. On two. Ready, break. Sorry. Anyways, Truxell has the race lead on the inside. Will Jones to his outside, waiting to the restart box on the gas. Green flag flies. Once again here at Martinsville Speedway, Mark Truxell takes to the inside, half a car off of him to the outside. Will Jones, and the 2 of Hayes Booth goes around, coming off of turn number 2. We will get things slowed down, woed up for our latest caution here. We'll take another look back. We've seen it live on screen, but we'll take another look at it here. As Booth getting through the corner, has a little bit of rough time on the exit, little tap off of the 18, and around he goes. A lot of other drivers trying to snake their way through the field, and that can be a chore all into itself. Looks like a few drivers elect to come to pit road this time by Bradley Allison, Mark Truxell, both of those 2 drivers hitting pit road. Everybody else staying out on track. A little bit of house cleaning in order here for Superior Class Auto Racing. Round number 13 here at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. 17 drivers took to the track here tonight. We've still got all of them out there running still. And we have only got 2 drivers off of the lead lap. Will Hewitt being scored as the first car, 1 lap down in the 16th position. Chris Mathis, after some heavy damage, he finds himself a little bit behind the 8 ball, back there running in the 17th and final spot. But still a very long way to go, as we're just a little bit over the halfway point here tonight at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. If you haven't already, take a little bit of a gander, a little bit of a look down there in the description. You can find a link right there to the Facebook page for the Jeffrey Strong information. Any help, any donations, any guidance, any insight, or maybe just someone to talk to things of that nature goes a very long way when families are dealing with these types of situations and crises. So if you're out there in the YouTube land, the YouTube side of things, head on down to the description. Click the Facebook link there at the top of the description. Head on over to the Jeffrey Strong Facebook page, and we've got Will Jones in the 56 ready to restart. He hits the gas, and away he goes. Alan Dufries not going on the restart at all, and that is going to cost Case and Plot a little bit of ground. He's going to lose the spot to Scott Ware as well as Bobby Hamilton Jr., as Ware has got the best shot to get up there and battle for the race lead. But right now, Case and Plot and Bobby Hamilton Jr., those two drivers battling it out on track now side by side through to the center of 1 and 2. Plot takes the spot, a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a shove there from the 25 on Plot to get him going down the back stretch. Kaysen going to take that third spot away, now looking to take the second spot. He's going to look to the inside of the 76. That's going to be well and over by the time they get off of turn number 2. Spots being taken right now at will by that 19 of Kaysen Plot. Can he go up there and do the same thing to that 56 of Will Jones? We'll have to wait and see how strong that 7-up 56 machine is here in the next few coming laps. It looks like everybody well and away after this latest restart. There you can see some small gaps beginning to develop throughout the field. And it looks like Bradley Allison going to bring his car to pit lane. Try to fix up a little bit of damage on that machine. We've got 3 drivers being scored off of the lead lap now. Make that 4 drivers being scored off the lead lap. And oh no, the 18 of Chris Mathis looks like they've had to push his Toyota Camry behind pit wall. His day is over, and caution comes out once again here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. Looks like David Bradford may have been involved. That's what we're hearing. We'll take a look back here. Looks like gassing up the car just a little bit too much. Oh, that could have been big time there. Oh, able to loop the car back the other way, not hit anything. So Bradford gets the good hands by Allstate award there by keeping that car not just off of other cars but off of the walls as well. So heck of a job out there by the driver of that Dr. Pepper Ford Mustang, David Bradford. And yeah, I would want to come and get some new tires as well. Bradford going to hit the pit road. Looks like Mikey Alo Jr. as well as Jeff Napier going to stay out on track. They're both going to come to pit road this time by, though, so they will give up the track spots. They'll give up the position. As the 2 of Hayes Booth tries to stay out on track, tries to get one of his laps back by receiving a wave around. And it looks like Napier also on to pit road. Will Hewitt also on to pit road. Your race leader, Will Jones, catching back up to the pace car. Gonna take a quick look at the weather here over there to the right hand side on your screen. There you see air temperature hasn't really went anywhere, but track temperature has gone up about 5 degrees. We started today's race at a 101 track temperature. Track sitting right at about 106 degrees right now, still partly cloudy. Wind right about the same as well, so not a bad day out there. For these drivers in Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer, to be going around this track. This famous paperclip half-mile oval here in Martinsville, Virginia. Martinsville Speedway is it's not as big and glitzy and glamorous as, you know, the revamped Daytona and some of these extravagant places like Texas Motor Speedway, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just nice and simple, back to racing roots, really, is what I'd like to say about Martinsville Speedway. A great place to go watch some racing. If you haven't been there, you need to get there. Try to get there under the lights if you can. Back on the gas, your race leader, Will Jones, catches the field sleeping Case and Plot. Not going to be able to battle for that top spot. Bobby Hamilton Jr. is going to yield the third spot to Scott Ware. Thomas McMullen right there as well. Now the 77 of J.D. Baker. He's looking to the inside of Alan Dufries. Here comes Mark Truxell once again in that 5 machine. Truxell with a little bit of a moment quite a few laps ago, but now he is making his way back up through the field, running in the 9th spot, looking to take that 8th spot away from Dufries. Dufries trying to make up some time on Baker. Both these drivers have a lot of good drivers behind them. David Bradford, Brian Littleton, Will Hewitt, all right there knocking on the door, nipping at the heels of that 71. Back at the front of the field, Will Jones just has about a 4/10 second race lead over Case and Plot. Plot has led a ton of laps out here today at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250, but Will Jones making a case for himself, trying to go up there and see if he can't secure the most laps led award here in Superior Class Auto Racing. And ladies and gentlemen, we've been so caught up in all of the great racing action, we have forgotten all about stage number 2. That is less than 20 laps away, about 17 laps away. Is the 0-2 big time wiggle. Thomas McMullen, big time wiggle, almost getting into the outside wall off of turn number 2. But we are now right at the 16 laps remaining here in stage number 2. And then these drivers are going to have to reset and get ready to go once again for the final stage, the run to the end, 90 laps here today at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. We work ourselves around the track, lap 145 out of the official 250 scheduled tonight here from Martinsville Speedway. Battle at the front of the field. Will Jones still leading the race. Case and Plot not going away. 6 laps until we hit lap 150 and have just 100 left, and caution has flown. Jeff Napier, Mark Truxell seem to be involved in this latest one. Truxell getting the car whipped around and heading back in the right direction, so we'll take a look, see what happened here to Truxell. Owen just gassing it up a little bit, trying to catch it, and not enough room, not enough time, and has a little bit of contact there with, I believe that was the 71 of Alan Dufries. We'll take one more look at it here. And yes, indeed, that's who it was. Contact right there for the 71 of Alan Dufries, and where that contact was, that could be pretty bad for the driver of that 71 machine. If it crinkled in the front bumper a little bit too much, that could spell a little bit of trouble. Nonetheless, we will rejoin the field at the front. Your race leader now heading off of pit road, gonna be catching up to the pace car. Will Jones gonna bring his 56 back behind the pace car. He'll have Case and Plot lining up to his outside. Bobby Hamilton Jr. gonna restart in third. Fourth will be Scott Warren. Restarting in the 5th spot will be J.D. Baker. Thomas McMullen gonna line up in 6th. 7th will be Brian Littleton. Will Hewitt in 8th. Alan Dufries 9th. And Colt Ansley gonna round out your top 10. Pace car lights going off this time by. We'll get set to go back green flag racing for the run to the end here of stage number 2. That happening at lap 160. So just about a 10-lap run here to the end of stage number 2. Can Case and Plot pull it off again and walk away with another stage win? On the gas and green flag flies here at Martinsville Speedway. Will Jones gets a great start. Bobby Hamilton Jr. fires out of a cannon. He's right there battling with Plot for second. He's got that inside lane. He's working to the curbing. Gonna slide in right there side by side. Drag race back to the start finish line. Plot has the advantage at the line, but Hamilton Jr. still digging on that inside lane. Everybody single file playing nice, so to speak, at the front of the field. Will Jones has a 6/10 second lead over Case and Plot. He's got Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Scott Warren right there, right behind him, trying to take those spots away. Looks like most of the field's starting to get a little bit of a gap between them. As we work further through the field and in line, your top 5 looks a little like this. Will Jones, your race leader. Case and Plot in second. Bobby Hamilton Jr. third. Fourth, Scott Warren and J.D. Baker gonna round out that top 5 as the caution flag flies once again. Looks like the 02 of Thomas McMullen may have been involved in this latest incident. Oh my goodness, I apologize. Excuse me. Tried to mute the mic, but didn't get to it fast enough as we watch the 02 of Thomas McMullen go around. We'll take one more look at it here. And it looks like that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of drivers with some issues on entry once we get some wear on the tires. So I wonder if the car is just a little loose unloading or loading on that front brake. Maybe the bias isn't tweaked quite in the right direction just yet. These drivers do have a few instruments inside the cockpit that allow them to adjust the way the car handles, the way the car feels under braking. So maybe a little bit of brake bias issues going on for some of the drivers out there. We'll have to keep an eye on that, as we've seen it happen to quite a few drivers out there going into the corner. The car just kind of unloads and well, round you go. Very close to the end of stage number 2 here, and I think they're going to go ahead and call this one. Not quite sure, not getting any confirmation from race control just yet. So we'll have to see if we've got ourselves a green-white checkered here to the end of stage number 1, or if the admins have just went ahead and decided to call that the end of stage number 2. Either way, we're going to go back green flag racing, I believe, next time around. And a lot of cars back there through the field. Looks like they've seen some better days. Looks like some of them could end up in Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s graveyard out there in Dirty Mo Acres. Some of these drivers missing their hoods, their front clips. There you see Brian Littleton. Looks like he's missing pretty much the whole front nose. He's still got the hood, but looks like he's missing the nose there. So I said it earlier in the race, and I'll say it a few more times here tonight. Aerodynamics not necessarily key, but that kind of aerodynamics probably isn't too good for the car anyway. Jones hits the gas and on the gas at the same time. Great reaction out of that 19. He's going to drag race, not going to be able to keep that car pinned down there. Will Jones will take control of the race. We'll wait and see if we get our another competition caution here, our stage ending caution, or if admins decided to just call that one the end of stage number 2. As of right now, looks like we're going to stay green flag racing here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. We work our way around the track, lap 161 out of the 250 scheduled in tonight's official race distance on screen battle. For the top spot, Case and Plot right there, trying to take that spot away from Will Jones. Will throw a little bit of the time in between these drivers right now. There you see the gap going back and forth between Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Case and Plot. There you see almost a second at times between Plot and Bobby Hamilton Jr. So your front two have taken off from the field, and oh no, looks like Will Hewitt and the 7 may have been involved in another incident here today. And it looks like Jones just gets into the corner and the car just goes around. We've seen it happen multiple times over here tonight. The cars just kind of unload and go around, and there's nothing really you can do about it. You're just along for the ride when it does happen. Looks like most of the drivers going to come to pit road this time by David Bradford in the 46. Going to stay out. Not going to be accredited with leading the lap just yet, so we'll see if that 46 hits pit road next time around. But while we've got an opportunity, while we've got a chance, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all your green flag racing action here from Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. rejoining the race, back live already. David Bradford fired off to a great restart. Case and Plot right there taking the second spot away from Will Jones. That battle raged on for about a lap and a half. Now Will Jones trying to fight back on the outside. He's going to lose a little bit of time, a little bit of ground, trying to make that move work. Bobby Hamilton Jr. now working his way into the fourth position. Brian Littleton going to round out your top five. And caution flag flies once again here at Martinsville Speedway. Looks like Colt Ansley involved in this latest incident. His 86 has seen some better days here tonight. Martinsville not being a friend here tonight for that 86 of Ansley. And just a slight little contact out of that 76 and around Ansley went. Just the slightest contact at the right time in the corner, and these cars will just go right around, and you're not going to stop it, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. So you just kind of have to deal with it, and it just kind of is what it is. Excuse me, sorry about that. David Bradford electing to stay out under our last caution. He's going to choose to stay out here under our latest caution. So that Dr. Pepper 46 Ford Mustang seems pretty confident in the tire wear, seems pretty confident in the car. And he has got a host of help right behind him. Look at all the Ford Mustangs at the front of this field. David Bradford, Case and Plot, Will Jones, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Joshua Baker. That's 5 out of your top 6 drivers, all in Ford Mustangs. Then you've got a batch of ZL1 Camaros. Those Chevys showing a little bit of strength out there today. Brian Littleton, your highest running Chevy driver, your highest running Toyota driver right now. The 40 of Jeff Napier rounding out your top 10. Good race, typical Martinsville race. Tempers flying, a little bit of contact here and there. Drivers getting loose on the entry, sliding the car around just a little bit. Got to be very careful on back into the throttle. Got to kind of eggshell it, if you will, as old school terminology. On the corner exit, as to not spin the tires and get the car wiggling. That's going to lose a ton of time, lose a ton of ground, and you really don't want to be doing that with the driver right behind you, because most of the time when it does happen, the slight contact and, well, around you go. So very technical, very tough little half-mile track here in Martinsville, Virginia, the Martinsville Speedway here tonight in the Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. We've got the Jeffrey Strong 250, and David Bradford up there leading a handful of laps now after gambling and staying out, gaining some track position. We'll see if he can't have another good restart this time by Case and Plot. Gonna line up to his outside one more time. Will Jones will line up just behind your race leader, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Second car outside row, Brian Littleton. Third car inside row. Bradford on the gas, and great reaction once again by that 19 of Case and Plot. Drag race into one. They're side by side for your top 4 positions on track. Bradford still digging on the bottom. Plot still at it on the top. Will Jones going to take that spot away from Bobby Hamilton Jr. Brian Littleton trying to fend off the hard-charging 77 of J.D. Baker. Case and Plot continues to lead David Bradford now after taking that spot away on the high side. Will Jones trying to drive up there to the rear of that 46, now looking to the inside a little further through the field. Alan Dufries looking to make a pass on Jeff Napier, and oh, Alan Dufries goes around. Oh my goodness, we'll take a look here, see what happened on the turn 3 replay. As though it looks like the 0-2 around first and then contact with the 71. So it looks like maybe Thomas McMullen involved in a little bit earlier of an incident. And the 71 of Alan Dufries just kind of know where to go and, yeah, left at it right there. And as we find ourselves under caution here with just about 70 laps remaining, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, pay a few more bills. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're gonna lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Green flag back in the air here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. Case and Plot trying to get by the 2 of Hayes Booth. Plot gonna dispose of him off of turn number 2. Now Will Jones. Oh, big time wreck. Back through the field. The 7 involved now. Oh my goodness. Trouble everywhere. Oh, even trouble here in the booth. My goodness. Will Hewitt involved in this latest one. Hayes Booth involved in some aftermath. Take a look here, see what happened. 2-3 wide there. Oh my goodness. That never ends up well. There you see the 76 comes across the nose of the 80 into the outside wall. He goes. Jeff Napier also involved in this latest one. So a few more drivers with a few more woes out here tonight from Martinsville Speedway. Case and Plot regained the race lead on that latest restart. David Bradford right there lining up just behind him. Bradford does have the biggest move of the race so far, up 12 positions from his starting spot. So a big shout out on a great race out there so far here tonight out of Bradford. And I tell you what, let's see while we were talking about him, excuse me, let's see if we can't go have a word or two with that driver. If we can find the radio channels and things of that nature, let's see if we can't get in a word or two here with the driver of that 46 machine, David Bradford. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing? How's the car feeling for you?
It's been a long one for sure. Man, I feel like I've been in this car for 800 laps now with all these wrecks. Wish these guys would kind of calm down so we can get these laps ran out. I don't think I got anything for the 19. I think I'm a good second or third place car though.
All right. So, how's the track feel? I mean, we've seen a lot of cars breaking loose on entry. Does the entry seem a little bit looser with the setup this go around here at Martinsville Speedway, or do you think it's something else?
No, I think it's more brake bias. When you first upload the set, it's got 65% front brake, and I think people are scared of that, running that much front brake, and they're dialing it back. And once the tires get some laps on them and the fuel load runs off a little bit, it makes that rear end off real bad. They're not adjusting the brakes forward as it's going.
All right. Well, as the pace car lights go out, one to go here. We won't keep you any longer. You want to give any shout-outs before we let you go, though?
Yeah, man. Thanks to the family for hanging out and watching, and Mark for putting on this race. Let me get to business here.
All right, well, there you have it. Driver of the 46, David Bradford, going to line up outside row number 1. Doesn't think he's got anything for Case and Plot, as Plot fires off and catches that 46 sleeping. Bobby Hamilton Jr. right there in third. He's battling with Mark Truxell. They've got Colt Ansley as well as J.D. Baker right behind them. And it seems like just a handful of laps ago, we were talking about the trouble that Baker had and Ansley had. And now here we see both of those drivers knocking on the door of the top 5. And up the track goes Ansley that time by, as well as Baker. So with that being said, Brian Littleton, he's going to gain some ground. He's going to now take over that 6th spot. Watching the front of the field up here, Case and Plot out to a 0.5 of a second race lead over David Bradford. Bradford enjoys about a 2-car length lead over Bobby Hamilton Jr. Mark Truxell right there heating up that rear bumper of the Whoppers Ford Mustang driven by Bobby Hamilton Jr. Hayes Booth right there in 5th. Brian Littleton trying to close the distance on him. Then you got to go back about another half a second or so to get to the 7 of Will Hewitt running in the 7th spot. J.D. Baker in 8th, Colt Ansley in 9th. Mikey Aiello Jr. round out your top 10. Jeff Napier in 11th. 12th will go to Scott Warren. And Will Jones in the 56 finds himself being shown as the first car 1 lap down. The front of the field stretching out for just a moment. Oh, and caution comes out, and Colt Ansley goes around. Oh, that front end beat up. We'll take a look here, see what happened with Ansley. You know, the front end already with some issues. No front clip on the that 86. Looks like maybe hitting the curb a little bit. No, the 2 had went around just in front of them. Hayes Booth going around as well. So 2 separate little incidents here. And that is why we find ourselves under caution yet again here at Martinsville Speedway. There you see the car just stepping around. Little bit of contact once again by that 88. The 77 catches contact as well. And man, I tell you what, when it happens, there's almost nowhere to go for these drivers at times. closing in on the lap 200 mark here at Martinsville Speedway in Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. You are watching the Jeffrey Strong 250 live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Do want to thank you for joining myself, Darkside Dave, in the cave here on the Turn 3 Racing Network booth. Want to give a big shout out and thank you to all you friends, family, and fans stopping by, viewing us here tonight on the YouTube. Also joining in via the Superior Class Auto Racing website. Do appreciate you all stopping by. I know I appreciate it. These drivers appreciate it. If you haven't already, throw them a thumbs up. Click the subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave, or anybody else at the Turn 3 Racing Network headquarters. And I tell you what, head on over to the Turn 3 Racing Network Facebook page. We've got some brand new styles of shirts, got some beanies, things of that nature. Got to get in your order quick. Supplies are running out, so head on over to the Turn 3 Racing Network and check out all the latest and greatest merchandise available. And hey, while I'm asking you to do things, why not ask for all I can, huh? You know what I mean? Why you ask? Just keep on going. Head on down in the description over there. Click on that Facebook link, the first link there in the description. That'll take you over to the Jeffrey Strong Facebook page. That will give you some information about how you can go about helping supporting this great cause for this young man battling with Hodgkin's lymphoma disease. So go ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and click that link. Head on over, find out what you can do and how you can help. See, I mean, that wasn't too demanding, right? Just you know, go check out our page and give the drivers a thumbs up. And I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that much to ask. I'd do it. The Ford Mustang pace car down and away as the field makes their way around turn number 4. Kasem Plott will have the field in his hands once again. Plott on the inside and on the gas, and Bradford caught sleeping once again. Mark Truxell gonna suffer just a little bit because of that. David Bradford off to a good start, but Truxell, the one that paid the price. Bobby Hamilton Jr. right there in the third spot. Brian Littleton now with a front clip on his machine. He has used his fast repair, and he is heading towards the front. Caution flag flies once again. Hayes Booth and the 2 machine with some issues. We'll see what happened here with this latest one. A self-spin once again for Hayes Booth. Almost contact with a few other drivers. So we have ourselves a very quick caution here at oh my goodness, have ourselves a quick caution here at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. So with that being said, gonna pay a little bit more of the bills here. You know how it is. You gotta pay them or they cut you off. So you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. We all pay bills and none of us like it. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Johnny with Little Tate's Cupcakes. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's race on the Turn 3 Network. Little Tate's Cupcakes is a bakery based out of Owensboro, Kentucky. We specialize in cookies, cakesicles, cakes, and cupcakes for every occasion. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for more of our work and for daily specials. Go number 5.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And back, green flag racing at the track. Case and Plot had another great restart. He's got David Bradford in tow. Bobby Hamilton Jr. still right there in that third spot, trying to get up there and battle for the race lead. Mark Truxell right there in fourth. Brian Littleton rounds out your top 5. Scott Warren right there in the 6th spot. Will Hewitt in 7th. Jeff Napier in 8th. Hayes Booth going to line up in 9th, and 10th will be Colt Ansley. Right now, your race leader enjoys about a 3 to 4 car race gap back to David Bradford. Bradford with a big close that time in turns 1 and 2. And maybe if I can hit the right stuff, we can give you the right information. Sometimes, you know, I hit the wrong buttons and things of that nature happen. And it looks like we have got another caution here at Martinsville Speedway Field, coming to a slow. Case and Plot going to lead the parade of cars down pit road. They'll all get serviced, all get ready to go, and we definitely have enough gas to make it to the end, so nobody going to have to worry about making sure the car is full. We'll just have to wait to see if we've got anybody staying out. Looks like nobody going to decide to stay out this time by Mikey Yellow Jr. Actually, looks like he may have stayed out on track, but I believe he'll come down pit road next time around. So we'll wait to see how that all shakes out. And with that being said, we're going to step away so I can grab a drink real quick, and we'll get set to run this thing on out to the end. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. track side as promised. Field double file, getting ready to fire things off once again here at Martinsville Speedway for the Jeffrey Strong 250. Field making their way around the track right now. Lap 216 out of 250 scheduled in the official race distance here tonight in the Jeffrey Strong 250. Case and Plot gets a great jump on David Bradford. Bobby Hamilton Jr. going to slide in that third spot. Battle now for the fourth position. That's between the 76 of Scott Warren and Brian Littleton. Littleton stuck on that outside lane. Will Hewitt looking to fill the hole as well. Colt Ansley, Mark Truxell also right there. And Case and Plot putting it down when he needs to. Oh, right off of that front bumper of the 86. We watched Will Hewitt go around hard into that outside wall. That is going to be a tough hit right there. We'll watch it one more time here on our turn 3 replay. There you see down into the corner, just a little bit of a push, a little bit of a neck code as well, and that 7 hard impact into that outside wall. Most of the field tucking to pit road that time by your race leader, Case and Plot, staying out. David Bradford, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Scott Warren, Brian Littleton, Colt Ansley, and Jeff Napier all stay out on track. Looks like your top 9 actually staying out on track this time by, as we've got 4 or 5 drivers heading to pit road. Joshua Baker, Will Hewitt, Mark Truxell, and Thomas McMullen all on to pit road. A little bit of house cleaning for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight in the Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. Jeffrey Strong 250, 17 cars took to the grid here in tonight's race. We've still got, I believe it is a total of 12 cars out there still running on track, and we have still got, I believe, 11 still on the lead lap. Mike Yellow Jr. and Thomas McMullen both still being shown in the pits. McMullen still stuck on pit road right now. Yellow Jr. coming back out and rejoining the field. He will take that 12th spot. So yes, indeed, we've still got 12 cars out there on track. 12 cars still on the lead lap. And as can be expected, we'll take a look at some of these cars through the field here as we take a look at your race leader, Case and Plot. His car looks nice and clean. That 46 looks nice and clean. Bobby Hamilton Jr. has a little bit of scuffs on different parts of the bodywork of that 25 Whoppers Ford Mustang. Just to his outside, Scott Warren, also a little bit of scuffs, beatings, and bangs. And there you see the whole bumper cover ripped off of the back end of that thing. The 86 of Colt Ansley, his the nose of his machine squished up just a little bit. Brian Littleton looks clean, so we'll get set to go back. Green flag racing this time by Case and Plot, side by side with David Bradford into the restart box. And on the gas, your top 2 hitting the gas almost simultaneously. Drag race into turn 1. Plot's gonna win that one as Bradford having to give way. Bobby Hamilton Jr. slotting through into third. Scott Warren gonna have to settle for that 4th spot. Battle behind them, Brian Littleton, Hayes Booth, Jeff Napier. Here comes the 77 of J.D. Baker on that outside lane. Mark Truxell coming into the picture once again now reclaiming a top 10 spot. Case and Plot continues to lead David Bradford by just about 0.4 of a second. Bobby Hamilton Jr. right there as Colt Ansley way up the track. Brian Littleton gonna take that spot away, gonna try to slot into the top 5 and does so off of turn 2, and caution gonna come out as it looks like Jeff Napier and Joshua Baker, J.D. Baker involved in this latest one. There you see the 40 of Jeff Napier. Looks like he was a little bit out of shape already heading into that corner. We'll take another look here with our drone cam, see what happens here. And no, the contact is what made it all happen. Contact there on Jeff Napier from J.D. Baker, and caution gonna come out once again here at Martinsville Speedway. And with all that being said, we will rejoin our race leader on track now, Hayes Booth, staying out. Looking to get some track position as we're knocking on the door of just a little over 20 laps to go. We'll see if any of these drivers hit pit road this time by. It looks like Yellow Jr. gonna bring his 74 machine down pit road. Looks like Hayes Booth and J.D. Baker both going to stay out on track. So Case and Plot, your former race leader, going to line up a third car for this restart. Second car inside lane. Mark Truxell with a great pit stop. He's going to line up fourth here for this restart. So knocking on the door when it's time to shine. Just a little under 20 laps when we go back green flag racing. Mark Truxell has found a way to break into the top 5, and he's going to restart in that 4th spot. Bobby Hamilton Jr., not a bad pit stop, just a little bit slower of a pit stop, and his crew gets him out in the 5th position. So Bobby Hamilton Jr. still having a good points day, still up 5 spots from where he started today's race here at Martinsville Speedway. The Jeffrey Strong 250. Hayes Booth electing to stay out on track and electing that inside lane. Man, oh man, you have got to be pretty brave to stay out on older tires and have the likes of Case and Plot, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Mark Truxell all right there. Fresh tires breathing down your neck. This is the time when when I wish I had Bruce Buffer in my back pocket. You know, the famous "It's time." I'd love to have that on cue right now because that's exactly what it is. It's time to go back green flag racing once again here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250 here from Martinsville Speedway. Hayes Booth, J.D. Baker both staying out. Case and Plot, Mark Truxell, fresh tires, second row. Hayes Booth on the gas, and away we go. Tire spin from the 77, and here comes Plot. Mark Truxell not getting a great restart as it's 3 wide for the race lead. 3 wide for the race lead. Case and Plot going to take the spot. Contact. Bobby Hamilton Jr. contact with the 19. We stay straight. I don't know how they didn't destroy all those cars, but oh my goodness, some contact with Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Case and Plot. Both of those drivers go sideways through the corner. Other drivers involved as well. They keep it straight somehow, some way, and we stay green flag racing here. Crossing the line that time by lap 234 out of the 250 scheduled in the official race distance. Now Bobby Hamilton Jr. gonna have to fend off Case and Plot. Plot gonna remember a little bit of a nudge there out of Bobby Hamilton Jr., and we'll see what happens when he gets back to that rear bumper. As Scott Warren right there in the third spot, he's he's liking what he sees. He's liking the battle, because this could be a battle beneficial to him. If Plot gets into Bobby Hamilton Jr. at the wrong time, he could take both of them out, and guess who's sitting pretty? That's right, that's 76. David Bradford, after that restart, he's back here battling in the fourth spot. Got a little bit of ground to make up to the top three, a little bit of a cushion back behind him until he gets to that fifth place runner, the 80 of Brian Littleton. So once again, all of your top 5 drivers in your points championship having some good races here, finding themselves pretty much every one of them right there inside of your top 5. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Case and Plot continues to heat up that rear deck lid of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Now looking to the inside, going into 3. Not going to be there, trying to put the power down off of 4. Drag race to the start-finish line. Bobby Hamilton Jr. going to nose out Plot for just a moment. Contact, a little bit of a door check through 1 and 2. Give the top spot back to Plot. Caution. Flag flies here at Talladega Superspeedway. We'll check the replay, see what happened here. Oh my goodness, and it looks like David Bradford involved in this one. So we'll take another look, and it looks like just a little bit sideways, and around he goes through the corner. Just loses it. The car comes out from around him. He tries to get it going and headed back in the right direction. Does so, and he will catch up with the rest of the field as we rejoin pace speed back behind this Ford Mustang pace car. This time by will begin lap 241 out of the 250 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. We are knocking on the door of knocking this thing out the park, and join us in the fight and knock this thing out of the park. Head down in the description, click the link there to the Facebook page. Takes you on over to the Jeffrey Strong Facebook page. Find out all you can do to help support a great cause for a great young man. Jeffrey, diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And any help and support that we can provide this loving family with in a time like this, especially with all the extra craziness going on in the world, it shows people that people still genuinely care, and society is genuinely actually pretty good when we do the right thing. So head on down in the description, click the first subscription with the first link in the description that is for the Jeffrey Strong Facebook page. As I already said, that will take you over, get you all the information that you need. Want to give a big shout out to each and every one of you joining us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network over on the YouTube side of things. Without you, there would be no me. Without you friends, you fans, and fans viewing each and every time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, all throughout the week, all different series, all different leagues. Without you guys, there'd be no us, so we do appreciate you, and you're at the top of our list each and every time we sign on, and we appreciate each and every one of you that stop by each and every time that you do. Also want to give a big shout out to Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. These drivers have put on one heck of a show, one heck of a season so far here this year. We've got things dwindling down, getting to the witching hour in the championship standings tonight, as well as California Speedway next week. Then we will decide who our champion is at Phoenix. So 4 drivers going to walk away from California with a shot at the championship. And we've got about 4 or 5 drivers with a shot at a race win right here. Going to cross the line with 6 laps remaining when we start this thing back off. Green flag ready to fly. Plot hits the gas and away we go. Oh, and Bobby Hamilton Jr. spins the tires. Oh my goodness. Watching the restart and spinning the tires after contact. Case and Plot into the 25 and around Bobby Hamilton Jr. goes. That catches up to 76 as well. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of an overhead look here. We'll go from high above with our drone cam. There you see the contact, more contact, and around that 25 goes. Hard contact for that 76. So my goodness, that is going to put us in a green-white checkered situation here for the end of tonight's race. The Jeffrey Strong 250 here from Martinsville Speedway. My goodness, it is just when you thought you seen it all here tonight from Martinsville Speedway drivers at the front. Pretty new tires, having some issues with wheel spin, getting into each other and around. One of them goes, and that has reshaped the front of the field. The 19 of Case and Plot, still your race leader, but now restarting in second. The 80 of Brian Littleton. Scott Warren right there in third. Mark Truxell going to restart in fourth, and Colt Ansley will round out your top 5. My goodness, I wonder what's going through some of these drivers' heads right now. I mean, they're lining up for their first attempt at a green-white checkered. Case and Plot has been on the gas and on point on these restarts, but there you see it, his rear bumper cover torn off. So a little bit of damage he's going to have to overcome. Brian Littleton in the 80, he looks to have a clean Chevy ZL1 Camaro. Scott Warren right there lining up in third, second row inside lane. He's got a little bit of front end damage, a pretty significant amount of rear end damage. Mark Truxell right here kind of sitting in the catbird seat as well. He's going to line up second car outside row, and Truxell, he looks to be fairly clean as well. So will we see this outside lane of cleaner cars prevail? We'll just have to wait and see, how it all plays out here as the pace car gonna duck off. We'll get this thing set and ready to fire back off. Case and Plot bringing the field back to the restart box and on the gas and away he goes. Great start by Plot. Brian Littleton caught sleeping. He's gonna lose that second spot, now maybe lose the third position as well. Scott Warren gonna slot in the second spot now. Here comes Ansley on the inside of Brian Littleton. Popsicle sticks and white flag flies here at Martinsville Speedway. Battle for the race lead. Can Warren get back to Case and Plot? We'll have to wait through 3 and 4. Not gonna get there. Off of turn 4 for the final time. Here comes your race winner for the 6th time this season, the 19 of Case and Plot. What a race, what a finish here at the end at Martinsville Speedway. Case and Plot able to hold off the field and walk away with the race win yet again. Scott Warren right there at the end as well. Big shout out to him as well. So I tell you what, we're going to get set for our post-race interview, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back trackside here at Martinsville Speedway at the conclusion of the Jeffrey Strong 250 here in the Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. My goodness, it has been one heck of a race evening for not just myself, but for all you viewers out there on the YouTube side of things. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sticking with us. And let's see if we can't get in a few words with the driver walking away in the third and final podium position. The driver of the 80 machine, Brian Littleton. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
What's up? What's happening?
Dude, that last 3 laps, that was pretty tough. That was a lot of fun with Colt.
Pretty fun. Not quite getting where you want it to be, but after running around a good majority of the race with no front clip, you got to be happy
right.
about the finish, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think anytime I come away from Martinsville with even a top 5 finish, I'm pretty stoked. So you get a top 3 out of this deal, I'm pretty happy with it. I can sleep well tonight.
Well, my man, you came into tonight's race sitting second in the points. Only 8 points off of Kaysen. He's unfortunately going to increase that race lead just a little bit with a race win. But how are you feeling heading into next week's race at California? That's the last race of the regular season. The top 4 going to head off into Phoenix for the championship. How are you feeling right now sitting in the second spot in the point standings?
Most times California's usually pretty good to me. I should probably knock on some wood just in case, but you never know what's going to happen. But I think as long as I can keep the car clean, I should be able to come out with a fairly decent finish. I don't know if there's anybody that's going to stop Kaysen. I'd like to get 1 W before the end of the season, but man, it's not looking like it.
Well, man, you just keep chipping away at it, and consistency can pay off. You don't necessarily have to win a race to win the championship, so you just keep your elbows up, your head down, and keep doing what you're doing. Once again, man, congratulations on a great race finish here at Martinsville Speedway in the Jeffrey Strong 250. Before we let you go, though, Mr. Littleton, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, a little shout out to henningstrains.com and let me put these logos on the side of this car. You can get a hold of them for any of your model railroading needs on the interweb. I'm going to thank the family for letting me do this every week. Thank you for what you're doing in the booth. I love listening to these broadcasts. Thanks to the guys for showing up for these races and the admins and everybody putting this stuff together. Had a lot of fun.
All right, well, we'll look to catch up with you next week at California.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Some few final words from the driver walking away in the third place here tonight. That was the driver of the 80, Brian Littleton. Now we will see if we can't get in a quick word or two with the driver walking away with the second position here tonight. The driver of the 76, Scott Warren. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Dave, how you doing, sir? Got you loud clear.
Doing good. How about yourself, man? Great finish out there for you.
Oh, I definitely there's no complaining about a P2 with some of the racing that we had in this field tonight. Right off the top, I got to thank Dave, Bobby, and Jeff for inviting me out to Superior Class Auto Racing tonight, live right here. And man, it was beaten, banging, down and dirty. The 19 was easily the class of the field, I thought, tonight, but I knew Bobby was going to make it interesting at the end, and they certainly did that. So I had a pretty beat up car at the end. Was hoping to just take it home and maybe give the 19 a little bit of a run for it. So we did what we could. We brought the 76. This is War Ford Mustang to the league tonight. Just get my toes wet and hope we had fun.
Well, man, I thoroughly enjoyed having you out there on track. I really liked the paint scheme. I kept that opinion to myself for just a little while, but it's a pretty awesome looking paint scheme, my man. And walking away with a second place here tonight, that's gotta give you a good feeling and make you kind of want to show up next week when we head to California and see what you can do, going from a short track to one of the bigger 1.5-mile tracks here with Superior Class Auto Racing.
Well, that's just it. I'm kind of more known, at least to those that know me, for super speedway and intermediate tracks. So short track is not something I've been doing much of any at all for the last little while. So no doubt when I first took a look at that schedule and I saw what the first race I was going to be racing in, I thought it was pretty funny. I thought I'd be rolling around the back tonight, and I did some of that. Got into some stuff, created some stuff. Hopefully I didn't spoil any relationships the first night out, but yeah, I'm looking to get on a big track, a big momentum track, and that's where I feel most comfortable. But yeah, like I said, I can't complain. I'll take a P2 tonight.
Well, Scott, my man, once again, congratulations on a great debut and a great finish. Gonna walk away in the second place here tonight. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
10-4, yeah. One more time, I got to thank Dave. I got to thank Bobby and Jeff for inviting me out to run here with the Superior Class boys, and certainly my band. This is War. That's the fine paint job by Splash and Go. They do an amazing job on all their stuff. You should check them out. And my beautiful fiance Carrie, my boy Landon, my boy Bennett, and all my family checking this out at home. Thank you, Turn 3, and we'll see you next week.
All right, there you have it. Some few and final parting words from the driver making his debut here tonight in the Jeffrey Strong 250. Scott Warren walking away with a podium finish, walking away with the second spot. So heck of a job by him and his crew getting the job done all night long, but getting the job done once again. And it seems like it's a common theme as of right now, walking away with the race win. Race win number 6 on the season. Case and Plot, man, you gotta be feeling good.
Well, after that long race, feeling good. It's done with finally. I was bouncing around like a pinball more times than I could count.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes here at the short short tracks, you know, things of that nature, they kind of happen. But the more important thing is you were able to make your way back up through the field after some of the carnage and chaos and things of that nature, and found yourself up at the front, and you were able to keep yourself up front and walk away with a 6th win, man. 6 wins on the season. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor to be able to win, you know, even get at least a win, you know, with some of these competitors, especially the clean ones that sometimes can't even finish the race because getting wrecked. But a few guys left early that were definitely going to be competition, and I mean, that kind of stinks because I'd really like to race with them. They're pretty good buddies with them, like Will and Chris and David getting caught up in a wreck. But I mean, that's what it's going to come down to, as long as I don't get wrecked for, I guess, winning nowadays.
Well, my man, you walked away with yet another great finish, another race win, setting yourself up pretty going into California. You're pretty much locked into the championship heading into Phoenix. So before we let you go and celebrate tonight's race win, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Just everybody, thank, you know, everybody that actually, you know, keeps up with all the penalties and all the stuff that goes on in the league and enforcing it, which hated that the admin wasn't here today to take care of some of those issues. But all in all, I mean, had a good car and a good race. Just wish some drivers could, you know, have a little bit more courtesy, because that's not how I race. But you know, going in these last 2 races, we'll definitely be a little bit more aggressive towards them, and if that's how they want to race, then we can do it too. But definitely looking forward to pulling through with this championship and making a statement.
All right, well, making a statement at the end of the race, Case and Plot going to be racing hard to the finish of this season here for Superior Class Auto Racing. And, well, just as, I don't want to say I told you so, but just as predicted at the end of this one, some tempers flaring, some feelings not in the happy face side. A few of them have some frowny faces, maybe some crying eyes. And, you know, that's, I hate to use a Joey Logano phrase, but that's short track racing. I mean, you know it's going to happen. It's all part of it. Nonetheless, great show out there tonight for the fans joining us across YouTube and other avenues. We do appreciate you coming out and joining us each and every time you do. It was a fantastic night and builds a little bit of drama heading in to the championship weeks here in Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. And, well, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, not very much left for us to do here in the booth at Turn 3 Racing Network, except run through your official results for today's race number 13 for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. The Jeffrey Strong 250 finishing order for tonight. There you have it, Case and Plot walking away with the race win once again. Race win number 6 on the season for that very fast 19. Scott Warren gonna make his debut and finish in the second spot in his 76 machine. Brian Littleton gonna come home in third. The 86 of Colt Ansley walking away in fourth. And rounding out your top 5, the 40 of Jeff Napier. Joshua Baker gonna slot home in 6th. In the 5 of Mark Truxell with a good run, gonna come home in a solid 7th spot. David Bradford, after some trouble, gonna walk away in the 8th position. Mike Yellow Jr. gonna walk away in 9th. Will Hewitt gonna round out your top 10. The 2 of Hayes Booth gonna finish in 11th. Bobby Hamilton Jr., after late race contact, gonna finish in 12th. Will Jones, after some issues, gonna bring his 56 home in the 13th spot. Alan Dufresne's gonna walk away in 14th. Thomas McMullen in the 0-2, slotting in 15th, and Bradley Allison going to walk away in 16th. Chris Mathis, after early trouble here tonight, that 18 is going to walk away with the 17th finishing position here tonight in the Jeffrey Strong 250. Do want to take a moment to say thank you all for joining us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. For myself, Darkside Dave, and everybody else back at Turn 3 Racing Network, we do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please go over to the description, click that first link. It'll take you over to the Facebook page for the Jeffrey Strong. You can find out all the information that you would want and need to help out a great cause, help support this young man in his fight against Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. And, there's lots of things that we have to deal with in life, and sometimes things that we don't choose to. And any support, any help that we can give this young man and his family would go a long, long way. So head on over there to that description, click on that link, and until next time, stay safe, stay loved. We'll catch up with you again here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.